Hello guys, Nitesh Alai from ExcelViz. So I know previously I had uploaded a video on rounding off, but I would like to redo the video because I realized the sound was very low. So here we go again. Hopefully it will be much better this time. So yes, let's start with what you see on the screen. You can clearly see that I have tried to perform an addition on these three figures. So you can see it's 33.3, and if you look at the formula bar, it is 33.333. All three of them are the same, and then adding up to 100. Now if you look closely at the figures, you will realize the 33.33 times 3 is actually 99.99. Now I know there are some extra figures here, but if you, for example, print this one out and give it to someone, the figures will not make sense. So that's where rounding off comes in. So if you look at the raw figures here, they are actually 33.333 3 times and then 99.999. Now it's only because we are hiding off the some of the decimals that this one gets rounded up to 100, which by the way is still not 100. It's actually 99.999, but on the front end you just see it as 100. But if you copy this figure, for example, here, you will actually realize it's not 100, but it's 99.999. You can even change it like this. So now I wanted to introduce the concept of rounding off, because I've seen most people try to round off using this number formatting, which is not correct. This one just formats the number to what you can see, but in the back end it still remains with the original value. So there are three functions: round, round down, round up. Now what I would like to do is first I want to start with the round, which is the most common scenario which you face is the normal rounding, where if it's above 5, it gets rounded to the next number. If it is below 5, it rounds down. So let's say if I want to round this to, let's say if I want to round C4, so this one will, and then so the syntax is very simple. There is the formula, then the number which you want to round off, and then how many digits you want to round it off. So for example, if I want to round it off to the whole number, I will simply add 0 and get 33. And if I want to round it to, let's say, 1 decimal place, I will simply do, I will keep 1 as my argument. So it will come to 33.3. Now for example, I want to round it off to the nearest 10. So how do we do that? So we still use the same formula. So round, and then we refer to the cell containing the number. But now since we want to do it on the positive side, but here we do negative, so negative 1 will mean that it will be rounded off to the next 10. So here it will be 30, because 33 will not go to 40, it will go to 30. So if you want to round it off to the nearest 100, you just change the 1 to 2, and it will become 0, since it's nearer to 0. So that's one of the formula. So now going back to where we started from, I still want to add the 3 figures so that it gives me a correct answer. So what I will do is I will round this to the nearest 2 decimals, and then I will drag the formula and add the 3. So you see now it's giving the correct figure, which is 99.99, which if you even take a printout now it will make sense. So that was round. Now the other two formulas, round down and round up, are very similar in syntax. So you just select the number which you want to round down, and this time instead of checking whether it is nearest, it will just round it down. So for example, this one, it will let's say we want to round it off to the nearest whole number, so this one will go to 33. Now let's say this number was not 33.33 and rather 33.99. So if you have guessed that it will come to 33, then you have guessed it correct, because it doesn't matter what the other digits are, it will just round it down. And then on the other side there is a formula for round up, which will always round it up to the next digit. So let's say round up. So on the other side there is the round up, which works exactly like round down, but it always rounds up the digit. So round up, and then let me just use the nearest whole number. And you see it gives 34. Now just for comparison of how all the three functions work, let me remove all this. So this one we had round, this one we had round down, and this one we had round up. So now let's try some different variations. 23.56. So this one, if you check the digits, round should give you 24, round down should give you 23, and round up should give you 24. And then for example, if you have let's say 20.01, it will give you 20.01, 20 and 21. So that's how the round off functions work. This can be particularly useful when let's say if you are trying to import something and the system only allows you to have whole numbers, for example, or also to avoid such mishaps where you have a lot of numbers with decimals and then the totaling doesn't end because of some weird rounding off. So hopefully this will be of some help, and if you liked it, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thanks.